And he makes people doors. Today there is a door that opened for us to be here. And that was our friend and our reverend, the parish minister, Reverend Bai, because God connected all of us. And for that reason, we are here. We can celebrate him because he's a good friend. Do you know how to celebrate him? Together with the elders and the deacons of the church, we are so grateful to be here. And today we'll be just talking about knowledge. Say knowledge. Knowledge. Hekima. And because I have knowledge of what has happened, I would like you to introduce my husband, who is the people's deputy president, because we elected him. That is knowledge. And it is also a fact. Did you choose him? I chose him, and that's why I call him the people's deputy president, because I have not. And this man, you know, make you have had me my boys. Na kazi yangu ni kutetea wanaume na mtoto wa kiume. So when I say he's one of my boy children, he's the first one. So when I speak about boy children, I'm very happy. And today you can see there are very many. I'm very excited. I see them all over the place. Most of the times you don't find very many men in a church. But today I have found very many men, young boys. You can see they are here. They are already coming to say hello to their dad there. And that tells me that our men are starting to get knowledge and understanding of who they are. They are starting to become very bold. You can see. They are already greeting. Celebrate the boy child. Hivyo ndivyo tunasema. Wanaume wawe ndume kabisa. Wanatoka kutoka huko nje, wanatembea na kushikana na viongozi, kwa sababu ndio viongozi wa kesho. And today I want to discuss the knowledge. Kujua. If you want to know, you must know the facts and you must have information. Most of the knowledge that we have, we are born with it. But we go through formal education and informal education to be able to interpret things in the right way. If you can help me preach, look at the person next to you. Tell them, if only you knew who you are sitting next to, you treat me better. Look at another one and tell them, kama ungelijua ni nani umekaa karibu naye, ungenienzi vizuri. Kwa sababu hujui, mimi ni mlango wa kukufungulia baraka zako. So you must have knowledge. And the Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Speak to the person next to you and tell them the source of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. So if you don't fear the Lord, then you have no knowledge. Many people think it is because you can browse in the internet and our children are there. They have smartphones, they browse from day to day, many minutes. And I thank God because they gain knowledge. But the greatest knowledge that you can have is to fear the Lord. Today, in this country, watu hawana hekima. Hawaogopi Mungu. Hawawezi kukaa katika neno ambalo linatuambia you fear God and you gain wisdom. And that is why, because we don't know our God, we don't know his commandments, we don't fear what he has spoken, we abduct children, we kill children, we kill one another, we don't have love for one another, hatupendani, tunachukiana. Lakini kama tungejua Mungu wetu na tuwe sisi tunamuogopa, tungeenzi huyu Mungu wetu, tungekuwa na hiyo nafasi ya kuona yule jirani wako mko na yeye, munampenda na uwezi dhuru yeye. You cannot harm those you love. It is impossible for you to to love someone and do wrong to that person. Would be impossible for a wife who loves the husband to kill the husband, or to do him harm, or to refuse to support the dream and the vision so that that home can progress. It is impossible for a husband who loves the wife to do harm to his wife and to refuse to support the dream and the vision. And I'm here as a testimony. My husband is the one who asked that I come here, and he gave me permission to come and preach. If he said no, I would not come, even if I'm a pastor. And I am very sure our parish minister will tell you, our work is to be submitted to the authority of the husband and him to love us. There is responsibility that is reciprocated, and that is why we must have knowledge, and in the fear of the Lord exercise that knowledge and action it and make it good for the people that we serve. If you know the Lord and you fear the Lord, you will grow in wisdom. You will grow in knowledge. The Bible says in 2 Chronicles that King Solomon, when he was given leadership and God came to him, he asked him, "What can I do for you?" And this man was wise. Say he was wise. He asked for wisdom, hekima. Akauliza kupewa hekima ya kuweza kuongoza watu wa Israeli. Kwa sababu watu ni wazito. Tiarito. Kerede kia mudha. Kiare mire mudha. Na Ngai hende mwe akiuga in Genesis 5. Ne regretted why he had to create man. Because man is very difficult to lead if you have no knowledge. And if you have no wisdom, it's even worse. And you see now here we find this man called Solomon the king. He said, "Give me wisdom and knowledge that I may lead these people. For who is able to govern these great people of yours?" It is the same in this country. If you do not get the wisdom of God, kama huwezi kupatiwa hekima and the power of God to come upon you, it is impossible to be able to lead these people. And when we bring these leaders who are sitting in front of us here, we do not take them to be in office, to become our masters. And that's why they are called civil servants. They are supposed to be servants of the people, if only they know what leadership is all about. It is supposed to be servanthood. Jesus speaking to his disciples said, "The greatest of the greatest is a servant of them all, and the least of them all." So anywhere you are given leadership, whether it is in the church or outside there, our work is to lead the people with humility, with understanding, and with the knowledge. Because when I look around and I hear the kind of complaint that is everywhere, it is impossible that you could be listening and not understanding. If you have knowledge, you have facts. And the facts that we have today, ukweli ambako tuko nao, ni vile watu wanalia, wajane wanalia, yatima wanalia, wale wameajiriwa wanalia, kanisa inalia. Ni lazima tuanze kufikiria na kuuliza, what are these facts that these people are crying about? And there is a God in heaven who gave leadership to the people that we elected, anointed them so that they can serve the people. They must serve them with wisdom and understanding. And this is what King Solomon asked. And he was one of the greatest kings that ever lived in terms of riches. God gave him riches. God gave him wisdom. But when he was given, unfortunately, the only thing he did with his wealth is to marry very many wives. He married wife after wife, 600. And he had, 300 concubines, 900 women, with the wisdom and knowledge that spread across the world, that even in Africa, Queen of Ethiopia went to listen to this knowledge and wisdom. But knowledge, when you get it, it must be applied in the right way. Knowledge and wisdom that comes to be able to grow you. You must grow so that God can love you and you can serve God with your knowledge. Say, serve God with your knowledge. And how do you serve God? How can you serve God with your knowledge? How many of you have met God recently? Sister Betsy, have you met him recently? Eye to eye, physically. Dada, umemkuta siku ingine kwa street? No? My brother, did you meet with God the other day? I want to take you to God just now. Just look at the person next to you. Look at another one. Genesis 1, verse 28. We are made in God's image and in the likeness of. So every day you are meeting with God. But because we have no knowledge of his word, so the first thing is the knowledge of God himself. God in the spirit. God who is able to do all things. There is nothing too hard for him. Unakutana na Mungu mwenye enzi, ambaye anamekalia kiti cha enzi in spirit, katika ulimwengu wa kiroho. Lakini Mungu manifests himself in the person who is sitting next to you. And that's why I asked you to ask the other person and tell them and preach to them, when you look at me, mimi mwenyewe, unaona Mungu. And therefore your great riches is going to be given by serving that person, loving that person, lifting that person, validating the dream of that person, supporting the vision of that person. Like here in this church, God has given us a parish minister. And this parish minister, God speaks to him. And he wants you to go and support his vision. Maono yake ndio itawezesha nyinyi kupanda juu. And when God speaks, he speaks to you and he speaks to me. Watu wengi wakiangalia tu, wakiona Mheshimiwa Rigathi akikaa hapo, He has come from very far. Sometimes I heard his story, and when I met him, he was not like the way he is. Alikuja na kasanduku tu. And we stayed in a single room, somewhere there, Kahawa Wendani. The other day when I was trying to retrace my story, I went to that same place. The room is still there. And we found the landlord who was there and his wife. They were very good to us. Sometimes we did not even have rents. But this man was very hardworking. That's why I loved him. At the university, he had a small car called Alpha Suit, a red one. That's how I learned to drive in